Attention all Staff Baby Squad members. Time for a pre-flight checklist. First, are you subscribed? Next, make sure you have all notifications turned on. You've hit that bell. All set? Now let's get out there and let's have a great flight.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dado channel, to a live stream. I haven't done this in a little while. I'm happy to be back. Good seeing a lot of you. I'm actually going to have the chat pulled up on my phone. For this specific live stream, we're going to be looking at the Galactic Starcruiser. If you're following me on Instagram and you're following me on Facebook, you know that I've been posting about this morning. As soon as I woke up and saw it, I shared as much news as I could. So just do me a favor, real quick, before we get into the whole stream, because we've got a lot. We're going to look at blueprints, we're going to look at concept art, we're going to look at pricing. Everything we know that's on the Galactic Starcruiser website, we're going to talk about. So let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me okay. Give me a thumbs up, either leave it in the chat or just thumbs up the stream. And do me a favor, if you can, hit the little share button and share the stream on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, so that we can get more people joining in and talking about this. All right, it looks like, okay, I think everybody can see. Oh, Nate says you love the new painted headset, right? You like that little Star Tours action? I've got one of my droids here, which I did the same too. You can kind of see him. There you go. I put a little decal on him. My little Star Tours droid. Now, I'm going to actually take these off. No, you know what? I'm going to leave these on, because one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this video. All right. Now that it looks like we got a good amount of people in here. Cool. Everyone's here. You can hear me. Everyone looks good. Right on. Let's go to my screen. There we go. That looks a little bit better. I'm going to throw myself up in the corner, and I'm going to play this video. This is the trailer that they released today, and it looks so cool. Galactic Starcruiser.
For the first time, it's real.
It's real. I love it. I love it.
We've traveled to the far reaches of the galaxy.
The guy's got the Leku on. Oh, dude. Cheers, brother. Cheers. I came
now we're ready.
Come on, Dad.
I'm drinking.
We gotta go save the ship.
No.
Jedi mind trick.
We're gonna save the galaxy.
I love the mom and dad for stuff, and that's just them. Oh my goodness. Launching 2022. Are you guys ready for this? The hype level,
it's
prohibitively expensive. Don't get me wrong. I fully understand.
We've traveled.
But wow. Wow. Does that look cool? How do you guys feel about that trailer? I think that looks pretty amazing. Now I'm going to pull up, this is the poster, the little concept artwork. It says, see it, live it, or see it, feel it, live it. Galactic Starcruiser revolutionary new 2-night experience. So one of the things that I think they have a big problem with, I'm taking those off, that Disney needs to get in front of, is the fact that a lot of blogs and stuff are calling it Star Wars Hotel, Star Wars Hotel. Similar to Galaxy's Edge when it started, they called it Star Wars Land, and people were thinking it'd be like Fantasyland, where you have a little bit from this movie, a little bit from that movie. Similar when you say Star Wars Hotel, you think, oh, it's just another resort, like Animal Kingdom Resort, or like whatever, you know, or the movies resort. And it's going to be just like little kind of cheesy facades that you can look at. This is not that. This is not a hotel. You don't go to Disney World and just say, I'm just going to stay at the Star Wars Hotel. No, this is a separate experience. This is not just a normal hotel. This is a specific add-on luxury experience, very pricey. But this is something, it's a Star Wars experience that you pay extra for. Maybe you can make this your whole vacation, I guess, but it's only 2 days, 2 nights. So again, 2-night experience, where you are the hero. You and your group will embark on a first-of-its-kind Star Wars adventure that's your own. The most immersive Star Wars story ever created, one where you live a bespoke experience and journey further into Star Wars adventure than you ever dreamed possible. And we're going to break down a lot of that, so warning, mild spoilers. There might be some mild spoilers. Let me just take a look at the chat real quick. Someone says, no bucket hat. No hat today. You know why? Because it's like 116 degrees here in Las Vegas. I got a window right, like literally a couple inches from my finger. A window out to that heat. You may hear a hum because there's a fan going on behind me. Because it is hot with lights, computer, all of this. It is hot in here. And there's no way I'm wearing a hat. So that's why. All right. So you're going to arrive. Oh, this is kind of a breakdown. Oh, I think we're going to get into that a little bit later too. Where it says you're going to arrive at the Walt Disney World Resort terminal, board a launch pod, and rendezvous with magnificent Halcyon Starcruiser. Stay in a cabin or suite with an exquisite view of space. Throughout the ship, you'll interact with an eclectic collection of characters, sit down to exotic galactic cuisine, and perhaps even plot a secret mission together. That sounds pretty fun. As the itinerary continues, you'll take the story further and deeper. Choose your path. Seek out the inner workings of the legendary starship, learn the traditional art of wielding a lightsaber, and even jump on a transport to the planet Batuu, where your mission continues at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So here, I love this concept artwork. This is like the main atrium area. You can see some First Order people probably messing with the captain and someone else around here. You got a bunch of kids there talking to Chewbacca. There's a droid walking around. Now, I wonder if that's actually going to be the case. Will there be walking droids and roaming droids? I hope so. But the concept art for Galaxy's Edge promised that too, and they didn't deliver. So I really do wonder what that actually looks like in practice. One of the next things down here is this: experience your own Star Wars story. Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is nothing like you've ever experienced. Part live immersive theater, part themed environment, part culinary extravaganza, part real-life role-playing game, and yet so much more. It's the role-playing game that I really want to get into. I want to dress up for 2 days and just go hard Star Wars. Now, honestly, I can't afford this on my normal job. I work a 40-hour job in medical. I can't afford it. I just can't. It's very expensive. We'll get into that in a little bit. But what that does is it lights a fire under my butt to do these kind of live streams more often, to get back into making videos more often and cranking out the content so that I can make that extra money, so that I can afford to go to something like this, which means very little sleep. I'm going to have to get back on that no sleep train. But I have to do this. I'm so excited I have to do this. All right, so you're going to step off the launch pod. Where are we at? Okay. Use the airlocks. Oh, as the airlock slides open, your whole world changes. Step off the launch pod and into your own epic Star Wars story, one where you decide your fate. While your story unfolds, you'll have the power to choose your path. Will you follow the rule of the First Order, join the Resistance in a secret plot, strike a bargain with a gang of smugglers, or sit back, sip a cocktail, and watch it all from a safe distance? Now, you get to choose your level of involvement, and I really, really like that. I think that's cool. So even if you're like dragging grandma and grandpa along or whatever, which I don't know why you would pay that much to drag somebody along, you just let them stay at another resort. It's much cheaper. But if they want to just kind of sit and watch the kids while you do that, you can do that, and they don't have to be involved. But again, I don't know why you would spend that much money and not. That's just me. The choice is yours. You're the hero. While your choice determines what happens during your Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser adventure, you'll find... where I lost it. You'll find something for everyone, including highlights like new and familiar Star Wars characters need your help and will invite you to delve deeper into the story. Interact with them like never before, embark on secret missions, and create alliances. I like this a lot. Wield the lightsabers as you face off against a remote training device. We'll get into that a little bit deeper. Explore the bridge and operate the ship systems and controls. Yep. Take an exclusive transport to the planet Batuu, where you'll have the opportunity to engage in unique missions and experiences that extend the story of your adventure. Your story may even lead you to discover the inner workings of the ship in the engineering room. That sounds cool. We'll see some concept art on that in just a little bit. Okay, so what's included? And now notice, this is something somebody pointed out to me earlier. Someone thought that I look an awful lot like this guy right here. I mean, let me do it like this. I could that actually could be me. I think that could. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. You think that could be? I mean, he's definitely a bit more handsome, but do you think that could be me? There it is. Someone Nate just said, "Do the fist pump again." It looks like the Sabak art. Maybe if I lost this and just had the stash, but yeah, I mean that's like, I think that's pretty close. Oh, I got a super chat from S13 Danny. Let me see if I can pull up. I don't know where my my comments are here. Let me make sure I've got a window with all my comments pulled up, because I want to highlight your super chat. I really appreciate that so much. And where is it? There it is. Comments and reactions. Boom. Boom. Okay, I got to add this to the broadcast. So thank you so much, S13 Danny. Grogert is not here today to do the voices. He's not here to read them off, but starting Dano's vacation. I appreciate you so much, dude. That's so awesome. And we got another one here from SPS Rivera. Sam, how's it going, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Now, you guys don't have to do that. You guys don't have to do that. But so here's another one. Yep, you do really look. He does, right? It's uncanny. It is uncanny. I cracked up so hard when when someone said that earlier. It was Simran. I don't know if he's here, but I just thought that was hilarious. I was like, that's pretty good. All right, what's included? Every Star Wars. So that's a special room where you play Sabacc. Every Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser vacation includes 2 nights stay at a well-appointed cabin or suite, which we'll look at in a minute. Excluding alcoholic, so food is included, but not alcoholic beverages and certain specialty beverages. Very similar to a Disney cruise. This whole thing is going to function just like a Disney cruise. I went on one a couple years ago, so I'll try maybe after the fact link in a card up in the corner of the videos of my Disney cruise from like 2017. I didn't have very many subscribers back then. I mean, I had a good amount, but like not a ton. And I think you guys might appreciate that. It'll give you kind of a heads up as to how an experience like this is going to work, because it seems like it's very similar to the Disney cruise. So with Disney cruise, we actually went to Disney World for like a day, and then we took an Uber all the way out to, was it Port Canaveral or whatever it was, where they launched the ship. And so we got out there, and we ended up at this cruise port, and from the second you arrive, there's someone waiting there to take your bags, and you can just valet, just like they'll take your car, or you can park it in the parking garage, but they basically take your info, take your bags, and then you go check in without your bags, and magically they end up in your room. It's pretty impressive. I imagine this will be very similar. You're going to arrive to the port. It's valet only because the parking lot's kind of far, and they don't want you walking on that weird bridge, which we'll look at in a little bit. Once you get in, you're going to check in, get on your transport pod, and arrive. And again, like I said, meals and everything is included, except for alcohol and specialty beverages, and that is very much Disney cruise, same way. You could always buy these fancier drinks and dessert packages and things that cost extra if you want, but all your regular meals and stuff are included. And generally that means breakfast and lunch buffet, and dinners are special plan. You either get the early dinner or late dinner. You choose before your ship booking, even like when you book, you choose, do I want early or late? And that way they kind of split off the restaurants. I went with late, and I probably would do the same this time around. That's just my thing. We'll take a look at a sample itinerary here in a little bit. But the vacation adventure also includes entry to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So it does include park admission for 1 day. Now, when we look at the itinerary, we're going to see it's a very short window of time on the sample itinerary, and I don't know how flexible that is. So we're looking at what we know officially today, and we'll kind of posture some guesses here and see what we think what else there could have been. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any other one. Okay, cool. Very cool. This is a go to Kyle Smith, says multiverse confirmed. Dano variant has already been there. I was saying earlier on Facebook when I posted it, I was like, the concept artist must have really thought I'd be there anyways. So let's take a look at some of the nice looking food. That looks like lunch. That is very lunchy looking food. Almost looks like orange chicken. I don't know what the green's, just green rice of some kind. Very cool. Cabins and suites. We're going to jump on that in just a second. About the Chandrila Starline. This is something I did want to read. During your journey, you'll sleep aboard a ship known throughout the galaxy for its glamour and style, crewed by the incomparable interplanetary travel group, Chandrila Starline. Now, Chandrila, the planet Chandrila, is home of Mon Mothma. That's where Mon Mothma's from Star Wars. You know, if you know Star Wars, she's the many Bothans died. Mon Mothma, she's also in Rogue One. But it's also the birth planet of Kylo Ren, interestingly enough. So use those facts to impress your friends if you didn't already know that. Chandrila Starline is renowned throughout the galaxy for its fleet of comfortable and stylish starcruisers, top-tier service, delicious cuisine, and exotic destinations from the core worlds to the Outer Rim and beyond. Chandrila Starline's legendary Purgle class, that's a Rebels reference, Purgle class starcruisers were some of the first commercial vessels. I wonder if we'll see one on the ship, like a whole Purgle. I don't know. They're huge. It was one of the first commercial star vessels to offer hyperdrive travel, and their spirit of adventure continues to this day. Rest assured that in these times of galactic conflicts, Chandrila Starline operates with the utmost care, and encounters with either the First Order or Resistance are rare. Little safety warning there. While itineraries do occasionally experience some disruptions due to the unrest in certain parts of the galaxy, Chandrila Starline starcruisers are well equipped with the latest shield and turbo laser technology, which I think we learn how to use those, to defend themselves in the unlikely event of dire circumstance, which are never an issue. That's well, almost never. That's hilarious. There's a nice little look at the ship. We can kind of zoom back out. You guys can get a whole look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, the ship. Make sure that's on screen there. There we go. Halcyon Starcruiser is the jewel of the Chandrila Starline. On board the 100-cabin Corellian MPO 1400 model Starcruiser, you'll voyage to the far reach of the galaxy in legendary comfort and style. Recently refurbished, re-outfitted, the Starcruiser combines modern conveniences with the romance of the age of exploration. Now, fun thing about it's it's a Corellian ship, the same planet Solo's from. So if you remember on the movie Solo, in the very beginning, those shipyards that they're escaping through, that's very likely where this ship was built. So again, a little piece of trivia for you. The same company that made this also made the VCX that that Solo he said he had and gambled, which is actually the ship that the Ghost is from Star Wars Rebels. So again, way more trivia for you. Did I see the Ordinary Adventures are here? Oh my goodness. How's it going, guys? If you're spending that much money for this experience, I really wouldn't want to spend too much time in Hollywood. I agree. 100%. And I think that's why they built that into your itinerary that way. But I want to explore the ship. And like I was messaging Kitra earlier, I was like, hey, we need to get a big group of us YouTubers out there and max occupy the fancy captain's cabin or whatever it is, because that's the only way to justify the cost, is if we're all there filming content and we it'll be cool. The internet will lose their mind. If you guys think that, let me know in the comments down below. So, departure and return info. You'll depart and return from your voyage aboard the Starcruiser terminal, conveniently located. It's right outside the Hollywood Studios Park. Literally behind Galaxy's Edge is a parking lot. And then from there is a tiny little bridge over a little bit of water. And then you've got the terminal. I'm not sure how they're going to hide the hotel. Hopefully they do a better job than what it looks like now. Again, we'll have some photos in just a minute. And then we've got a little thing here. You can sign up for updates if you want to get emails, which of course I'm going to do. But I wanted to look at, there's highlights. Let me see which part had the highlights. This is highlights. I want to say the cabins are dining. I think start planning is where the cabins are. So we're going to look at the next part of here. We looked at the overview. Now we're going to take a look at highlights. An entire galaxy of possibilities. Here's only a small glimpse into the constellation of possible experiences and activities you may encounter during your Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser adventure. Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is like nothing else you've ever experienced. We already kind of read this, didn't we? We did. We read this entire thing. Let's look at the different stuff we've got. Lightsaber training. Wield the lightsaber, face off against the remote training device in this exclusive interactive activity that is far beyond anything you've experienced before. Put your skills to the test. Now, last week, Disney Parks blog released a video. It's also on YouTube. It's like Scott Trowbridge and a couple of the other people who made this, the designers and everything of it. And one of the things they mentioned about the lightsaber training is that it sort of teaches you. So you will feel like you're using the Force. I don't know if it's going to be that the lightsaber will vibrate to let you know that the shot's coming and you can block it. But they did say that they found kind of a way to make you feel the Force. I'm guessing it's going to be like a vibration in the hilt. Now, I don't imagine that this hilt in the artwork here is the same hilt that we saw Rey use in the promo a couple months ago on May 4th with the real blade that extends. And even today, Disney Parks blog did a little Imagineering featurette. Again, they're giving all the info. And it did show a little kind of behind-the-scenes quick clip of the lightsaber being used. One thing I've noticed about that lightsaber that does fully extend and everything is that it's always the Skywalker Legacy Saber, or the Reforged, I guess. And the only time we've ever seen that tech used is when Rey's holding it, that featurette that came out today. So I don't imagine it's going to be for sale. I always see a lot of people commenting, well, can we get the lightsaber? Will it come with it? Don't bet on that. Just don't. It's very, just get that out of your hopes now, because it's not very likely that we're going to be able to purchase that technology for years to come. It's probably going to be so cost prohibitive that you wouldn't want to buy it anyways. You think this is expensive, that lightsaber is going to be probably just as much, if not more, for just the lightsaber. So that said, I think the lightsabers here in the lightsaber training are going to be different, and I think there's going to be something in the hilt that kind of gives you the feeling of where you should move the lightsaber. Or maybe if you move it wrong, it vibrates, so you try to, as you move it right, it doesn't vibrate, and you can feel how to anticipate the next shot. Something like that will make you feel the Force. So that's, again, something they hinted at recently. Bridge training. So it says, explore the working bridge of the legendary Halcyon Starcruiser. Learn how it functions from the crew during this hands-on experience. The crew will teach you how the navigation, power, defense, and other critical systems keep the Halcyon Starcruiser safe from unforeseen galactic entanglements. These skills may even come in handy should critical situations arise later in your voyage. They're definitely laying it on pretty thick, right? Now, from here, those windows, you can kind of see there with the X-Wings and everything on the outside, I think that's going to be one of the coolest parts about this, is just being able to look at all the windows, which are in reality are just giant screens, but just seeing ships flying by. I'm actually on the other side of this building. I've got a giant 75-inch TV that I'm building some stuff in front of to do a similar effect for future videos, and just like how I'm going to do my live streams going forward. Okay, so that said, let's zoom it back in just a little bit. There we go. Cool. Planet excursion to Batuu. Board a transport for a trip to Black Spire Outpost on Batuu. Continue your adventure on the remote planet. Missions throughout Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, including your adventures on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, will influence events back on the ship. You'll be able to enjoy one-time entry to these attractions during your excursion to Batuu. It's all connected and part of your personal Star Wars story. Now, when we look at the itinerary in a little bit, you can see that they do specifically give you a set time for Rise and a set time for Smuggler's Run. And in that same video that Disney Parks blog put out, they were talking about how the coaxium that you get on Smuggler's Run, or don't get, is part of a mission that you may choose or choose not to accept while you're on board the night before. Because the excursion does happen on day 2. So you're going to arrive at the ship in the afternoon about 4 o'clock. You're going to have dinner that night, go to bed, wake up, have a bunch of events and stuff to do all day, and then go to bed one more time, I believe, right? I think that's, we'll look at it in a second. But I believe that's right. And on day 2 is when you get to go to Batuu and do all the stuff. And there's events that happen on planet that tie into the cruise, which is really cool. All right, relax in the Sublight Lounge. There's me again. Hi, me. Looking good. Order a drink, sit back, unwind. Speaking of drinks, unwind and watch it all unfold from the comfort of the Sublight Lounge. Looking to wager a few credits? What is it? Are we actually going to be able to gamble? Slide up to the Sabacc gaming table and play a casual hand of Hollow Sabacc while sipping a refreshing beverage. Don't mind if I do. Here is that sample itinerary I was just talking about. So technically, on day 1, you arrive at 1 o'clock. I did see 1 to 4 on another thing that said don't arrive later than 4. It says, while the specifics of your voyage will be unique to your story and the choices you make, and unexpected surprises that you encounter will determine your personal Star Wars adventure. As part of the interactive, immersive theater that unfolds throughout your journey, unexpected story moments will pop up, which is funny because they're on the schedule. But whatever, about that in a second. Unexpected moments will pop up with characters and special invitations that move your story forward in exciting new directions. Some story moments are called out in the sample itinerary, while others will develop from onboard activities that don't always go exactly as planned. So here's an example of a sample itinerary. So we're going to look at day 1. I'm kind of bring that center here. Day 1, arrive at the terminal at 1 o'clock. So within that, about 15 minutes later, and it's a 15-minute whole show, launch pod to the Starcruiser. So it takes about 15 minutes to do that. And then you're going to have ship orientation, probably in a big room, from 1:45 for 30 minutes. Okay, 30-minute ship orientation. Now, on the cruise, they do a similar thing. Light refreshments from 3 to 3:30. Probably hop by the bar, grab a drink or whatever. Sabacc lessons from 3:30 to 4. So they really do let you kind of enjoy yourself before they have the muster. The muster is funny. So it's usually a muster drill is what they call it. And on the cruise, in your room, once you're in your room, there'll be a thing on the wall that says, go to this station at this time. And everybody in the whole ship has to go do the muster drill where they do like a safety spiel and they tell you where the emergency exits are. And so I imagine they're going to do something like that, but very Star Wars and kind of like very silly and funny. But also at the same time kind of real. I think there'll be like, no, there really are some safety things that we need to go over. So expect that from 4 to 4:30 on this itinerary. And then a captain's reception, which is usually like a party. It's usually like just like a big like party in one of the ballrooms or one of the main restaurants. And that's kind of early, 4:30 to 5. And I think that's something would probably cost extra, the captain's reception. It might be like a specific thing you'd want to go to, like pay extra for. And then you get dinner featuring live music. Now, this live music is supposed to have some special entertainer that might be part of your mission, which sounds pretty cool. Oh, here we go. Unexpected story moment. For example, you might prove your mettle to join an elite smuggling ring. I would definitely want to do that. Hide a stowaway to help the resistance. Also, I'll be doing that. Of course, I have to. Like, I'll be looking for anyone resistance. I'm going to be wearing, even though it's hot and muggy, I'm going to go with my full resistance pilot outfit. I can't not. If I'm forking over that much money, I'm going all out. Then you get bridge training, and then a special atrium entertainment from 8:30 to 8:45. And then from then, you can kind of bum around the ship. There will be little, like, scavenger hunt kind of things that I heard mentioned, similar to the Disney Cruise Line. I remember my kids just would wander around the ship, doing, like, weird interactive screen stuff, doing scavenger hunts, just for fun. So the next morning, I want you to wake up bright and early. 7 to 8 a.m. is when breakfast is available. Now, typically on the Disney cruises, there's one main restaurant. I think they called it Beaches on the Disney Cruise Line. But this one's probably going to be very similar, where it's like one main restaurant that is your breakfast and lunch spot. And it's usually all-you-can-eat buffet. I imagine this is going to be very, very similar. So we've got... and then 8:15, you have an hour to eat breakfast. 8:15 to 8:25, transport shuttle to Batuu. Now, I wonder if they're going to stagger that for groups, because there's only going to be so many of these shuttles. And then they've got you at 8:45, Rise of the Resistance. So I'm guessing, given the specific times, and they'll have it on your datapad app, like the Disney Play app datapad, it'll probably have like a fast pass or something on there that you would give for your specific time, like a boarding group preloaded. But I like that during this time, there's a specific story moment. Broker a deal or a heist, arrange a steal a ship for the First Order, or from the First Order. And so part of you being on Rise, or maybe when you exit Rise, they know that you're going to be there, and they already know what you look like because you're already registered. So I wonder if... I just wonder how that works. And I'm guessing like one character will approach the group, and that's why they put you on Rise at a specific time. So they probably have you in a big group setting. It's probably you and a couple other families all at once, going on the transport, riding Rise together in a big group, and then afterwards you all kind of have to meet with your tour guide, and then something will happen. That is my guess on how that works. Afterwards, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, or it could go the other way. You could get there, hang out for a bit, do Rise, then something happens that makes you need to go on Smuggler's Run, and then you have to get the coaxium. Kind of like that. Afterwards, you grab lunch at Docking Bay Food and Cargo. Your meal is included at Docking Bay. No, I think you get one alcoholic beverage if you're an adult, but otherwise it's like a kid's meal and just one basic like lunch at Docking Bay 7. Or you can go to somewhere else in Hollywood, but why would you want to? Why would you? Cabanas, there you go. That's what it was, not Beaches. The restaurant's called Cabanas. Thank you, guys. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's like the lunch and breakfast spot that every day you can go there for lunch and breakfast, but dinner is a different spot each night on the Disney cruise. This seems like it's going to be similar. All right, so after your transport shuttle back from Batuu, they've got some fun stuff here, lightsaber training. That's what we were talking about a minute ago. Droid racing competition. My repertoire. I can't bring you all. That's going to be the hardest part. I've got Sad and Brad are definitely going with. I don't know that I'm going to bring STR, TRTS, or BBH, but I'm going to have so many droids. It's going to be so hard. And a full getup. But I still want to race droids. Also, I might just build a droid there, because I did see in other mention saying there will be a droid builder shop on board the ship. So I don't know if that's changed, because the info was from a few years ago. So I don't know if that's changed, or that's still going to be on board the ship, and you can build your own for an extra $100. Of course, it will not be included. Don't ever expect it to be included. And then afterwards, build model ship. Now that might be something that is included. Maybe, I don't know. You never know. It depends on the detail of the model. It might. The reason I say that is because it's only 30 minutes, and so it's probably a very cheap, simple model. It might even be something with like Zabaka from the Toydarian Toy Maker, right? She makes those very simple wooden toys. I would imagine it'd be something like that, like a very simple wooden toy. Because again, we heard mention that some of the shop proprietors on Black Spire will have shops set up on the ship. So I think it's very possible that it's something where the cost of the build the model ship is included, but it's a very simple, like rudimentary wooden kind of thing. I think that's fair to say. Next up, Sabacc tournament. So the night before you learned Sabacc, this day you have a Sabacc tournament. That sounds cool. I will definitely be trying that. And then cocktails at the Sublight Lounge, which we know I'm going to be at because of concept art. And then a taste around the galaxy dinner. Now we'll get into the food in a second, but the taste around the galaxy sounds really cool. It seems like there's going to be different plates themed to different planets, like a Mustafar plate, maybe a Mon Calamari plate, maybe a Tatooine plate, all with different themed foods to different planets. That sounds pretty amazing. And then afterwards, We have a story moment. For example, you might put the heist plan into action, bring the stolen ship aboard, and watch out for the First Order. And that's going to... I don't know if those story moments are necessarily going to be in there on your itinerary, because it does spoil it. Or it could just give you kind of a heads up that something could happen based on what you did before. I don't know. And then a spectacular finale from 10 to 11, late night. That is a late night. And then the next day, you're going to wake up and basically get out. Similar with the cruise ship. You can get up, have breakfast, and then leave. And that's exactly what happens. Because when you wake up from the cruise, you're always like back at the terminal. You're back at the port. And then you wake up, have breakfast, get your bags, and go. Maybe check out and pay your bill if you put a bunch of stuff on your room key or your special magic band in this case. Pay up your bill, settle up, and then get out. And that is exactly the way the cruise works. For details about your personal itinerary, please check Star Wars Datapad in the Play Disney Parks app 30 days before to change. Yeah, before your voyage. Sorry, I had it closed. Before your voyage departure date. Experiences are subject to change without notice. So they might change your lightsaber training to a different time, just depending on how the schedule goes, or whatever event. The next thing, I found this super interesting. I saw this earlier, and I posted about it. Costumes and gala. Throughout your adventure, you're encouraged to don your galactic best. You'll become a unique character in Star Wars Galaxy. We invite you to dress the part. I will. I already said I'm wearing my Resistance pilot outfit and probably Jedi robes or something. I don't know. We'll see. If your wardrobe is currently limited to a single planet, that means Earth, Star Wars Galaxy apparel is available in advance from Shop Disney or on the ship. Now, this is the part that I thought might be interesting, because are these gray robes that we're seeing here and that cool cloak going to be on Shop Disney? Or are those going to be exclusive to the ship on the shop? That's my big question. Because the Leia outfit she's wearing right here is definitely available, or was available on Shop Disney. I just wonder, does that mean they're going to step up their Star Wars bounding or Star Wars clothing options on Shop Disney in a few months? If so, I'm all for it. How will you come dressed? In your Jedi best, ready to rumble for rough and tumble smuggling? Dressed to impress in your Coruscant best, or your most comfortable garb from your home planet? The choice is up to you. I hope everyone who goes to this dresses up. I don't want to see people in shorts. I honestly, I'm going to dress up. I'm going to arrive dressed up. But I hope everyone really gets into it. Whatever planet's clothes you choose to wear, be sure to save your very finest for the traditional end of cruise gala celebration. That sounds awesome. Everyone dressed up, having Star Wars party, eating these fancy blue shrimp. They kind of look gross, but I'm going to eat the heck out of some blue shrimp. I just hope they're not cold. I'm not a fan of cold shrimp. I will still eat them. All right, let's get into dining real quick. Filled with tantalizing treats and delicious dishes inspired by recipes collected from around the galaxy, your dining experiences add flavor and continue the story of your adventure. Listen to unique musical entertainment during dinner and choose to mingle with characters you've met earlier, or just sit back and savor your meal. Discover a precarious new opportunity while you sip a drink at the lounge. This is where story elements could happen. Try the local cuisine at a bustling spaceport during your planet excursion. That's Docking Bay 7. The choice is yours. It's your Star Wars story. Cool. All right, so we're going to hit the dining thing. I don't know if I've got that pulled up in my next one. Yes, we do. All right. Dinner. So, on the first night of your adventure, the Crown of Corellia dining room transforms for dinner into an enticing table service supper club with a special musical appearance by a galactic superstar. You'll enjoy a special evening with distinctive dining and entertainment as you socialize with passengers and crew. So that's the other part. I'm pretty sure there's going to be aliens walking around. In that trailer earlier, we saw the guy with Leku cheersing you. Pretty sure there's going to be actors just everywhere. Some of them will have story elements. Some of them will just be there to, like the citizens of Batuu, just kind of talk to you and let you know how things are going and just kind of build that world a little bit more. The second night, Taste Around the Galaxy showcases courses inspired by the geography and environments of iconic destination planets throughout the galaxy. With the serving of each course, a brief introduction presents the name, inspiration, and ingredients for the dishes. Meal includes group appetizers for the table, choice of entree, and specialty plated dessert. You can indicate your preference for the first or second dinner seating based on availability when you book your vacation package. So it's been a few years, and I don't remember why. Maybe I'll have to go back and rewatch my Disney Cruise video. But I remember being very happy that we went with the later one. I think there were some events, like some of the musicals and entertainment, that we wouldn't have gotten to do if we had early dinner. But we definitely got to do and get over with because we chose late dinner. So for some reason, I'm feeling like late dinner. I may have to go rewatch my old vacation and try to remember exactly why, but I think it was something like that. Now, did you notice it said appetizers for the table? In a Disney cruise setting, typically, you'll be seated with other families. So expect that. Expect that you're going to share a space with other families. So which is interesting in COVID times, how that's going to work, provided we can all get vaccinated or whatever and take care of ourselves and end this thing, which we're not doing the best job of. But hopefully we get it all straightened out by the time this is live and happening, because I want to enjoy it. It's weird they put dinner first and then breakfast and lunch. Maybe because breakfast and lunch won't be as glamorous. But take a look at that. That's like a weird egg thing with bacon on it. Is that a weird strawberry up front? And then we've got some, what are these? I love that tray. Oh, it's like kind of one of those, the little waffle things down there. Like I don't know, you find them in Chinatown, the cool little like waffle looking things. There's that, looks like a bao bun. I'm seeing maybe a hummus spread there. And that almost looks like salmon on the bottom left. Almost looks like salmon, kind of like the stuff you'd find on like a bagel and lox. Maybe that's goat cheese, tiny tomatoes. It looks like goat cheese, maybe feta. I'm guessing maybe salmon or some caviar. I don't know what those little black dots are. And then some type of dessert there, the purple puff. Looks like the oi puff they used to have, the green thing. So yeah, it looks like there's going to be some pretty exotic food. So I would say bring an open mind. But I believe they said they have your favorites. So even if you're not into getting too exotic or crazy, they probably have your normal stuff if you want a burger or whatever. Breakfast and lunch are also available in the glamorous Crown of Corellia dining room. Help yourself to colorful fare from all over the galaxy, along with familiar favorites from your home planet. See what I'm saying? Burgers, probably pizza, chicken fingers for the kids. Sometimes kids can be picky if you let them. Luckily, like, I was really good with my kids about being like, hey, you don't have to worry about weird different foods because it's just normal. Let's always eat weird different foods. And so they grew up not being too picky about stuff. They were just used to, like, oh no, we're always trying weird different stuff that, whatever. Just my own personal philosophy with my kids, and I think it worked out pretty good. Start your day off with unique off-planet breakfast of hot and cold small plates and a variety of beverages, including juices, fresh brewed coffee, Boobawamba Family Farms blue milk, no green. But I think it's going to be all you can blue milk. That might be worth the hateful price we're going to get into in a minute. During lunch, choose from a collection of small bites like sandwiches, soups, mini flatbreads, assorted salads, and sweets. And here we have me again at the Sublight Lounge. I think we read this already. Let's pull it up. You'll be swept away in the stylish lounge. Inspired by Starcruiser's historic voyages throughout the galaxy. Classic elegance of Sublight Lounge makes it a perfect place to sip a beverage, relax. Yep, we did read this. Cool. Alright, and I think that covers dining. There is a brief little blurb here about... Oh, no. Yeah. Dining during your planet excursion. During your planet excursion 2x2. It's... Oh, no. What do we do? It's so zoomed in. There we go. It's a little better. During your planet excursion 2x2, you can enjoy a quick service meal. We talked about that. Docking Bay 7 or select locations at Hollywood Studios, but why would you do that? If you're visiting Docking Bay 7 and cargo, you choose from a variety of dishes crafted with ingredients from across the galaxy, expertly prepared by Strono Cookie Tugs, from his mobile kitchen, the Space Freighter, atop the docking bay. Very nice. Captain's table. This is a premium option. Look at this. You got a Celestin sitting there. You got the blue captain dude, or woman. I think the captain is a female. I have some of the cast member audition notes pulled up that we'll look at in just a little bit. Again, this is going to be a long stream with tons of details you may not know about. Let me just check and make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Let me just double check. I didn't miss anything crazy in the super chats. Appreciate anyone who did. We're good. I just want to keep this pacing quick because, man, there's so much to cover here. All right, back to the captain's table. That doesn't look like it seats a ton of people, but it probably has some extra story elements that are going to be really cool. Probably very expensive, kind of like, who's the rat on Ratatouille? I think that's what it's named after. I think that's what it is. But there's always a fancy restaurant on all the cruise ships. They're different in some of the cruise ships, but you pay extra for it. And generally, I didn't do it, but generally people have the ravest, fanciest reviews over paying extra for that dinner. It means they don't go to the regular dinner one of the nights. They get a fancier dinner. Here it looks like it's in the same place, but you're in the center of the room, at the captain's table. Definitely an upcharge kind of thing. I don't know that I would do it, but I would definitely want to do it, you know? Arrange to sit with the captain's table for an especially memorable dinner experience. Enjoy extra courses, the captain's favorite dishes while seated in a prime location in the center of the Crown of Corellia dining room. Additional fees required for captain's table seating. Yeah, that makes sense. That all makes sense. All right, we're on to the next section here. Start planning your voyage aboard the Galactic Starcruiser. Live your own story. What's concluded? We've gone over almost all of this, valet parking, all the good stuff. Data band, this is something different. Exclusive Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser data band. So you get a special exclusive magic band. That's pretty cool. That's kind of, that's an extra perk, right? As you're planning your voyage, I think this is really important. Please keep these questions in mind, because when you book, you're going to need to know this stuff. What voyage dates, including alternates? What are alternate days you'd like to go? As availability may be limited, and so you have to have alternates. How many people are in your party? Do you prefer first or second dinner? I'm going to go second. Are you interested in any additional activity? So add-on stuff. I don't know. I would assume the lightsaber training is included for everyone, and same with the bridge training. But when they say additional activities, I imagine that means possibly the model building, possibly droid building, if you want to build your droid there. And just like those added, there might even be a lightsaber build on board. I haven't seen anything that says so, but I think if they can squeeze another $200 out of you while on board, or $220 now, they might. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was offered, but it hasn't been announced, so don't think that it has. I'm just saying, when it comes to adding additional activities where they can get you to spend a bit more and add to your bill, I think trying to squeeze another $220 out of you is in the realm of possibility. Sleep and relax in a galaxy far, far away. Imagine waking up inside a Star Wars story, your own Star Wars story. Relax in comfort, gaze out your cabin or suite window as ships, planets, stars, and other breathtaking galactic sights float past on the majestic canvas of the cosmos. Now, in the Disney Parks video, they did say you'll see multiple planets. Multiple planets. We know Batu's one of them, but what are the others? That's the question. Starcruiser features 100 well-appointed cabins and suites, each one radiating an atmosphere of elegance, style, comfort, and exclusivity. The Star Wars story continues even in your cabin or suite. That is interesting. What does that mean? You'll be amazed by the attention to detail. Even if you fly from one side of this galaxy to the other, you'll never stay anywhere like the cabins or suites at Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Now we look at the standard cabin. We're going to get pricing at the bottom of this. So the standard cabin, let me actually raise that just a smidge. There you go. Each standard cabin is fitted with furnishings and fixtures designed to ensure comfort while traveling throughout the galaxy, including pull-out table, a TV with entertainment from your home planet, a window with a view out into space, sleeps 4 to 5 passengers, queen bed, 2 berths, those bunk beds, one for one adult each, and a wall pull-down bed for one adult if sleeping 5. Okay, so queen bed would have 2, and then you have bunk, and then you have a pull-down wall bed for another one, so that's 5. Amenities, mini fridge, hairdryer, cabin safe, phone with voicemail, ooh, interactive TV. I wonder if the voicemail might play a part, actually. You might get a phone call and it's like, hey, we need you to meet here. Or, the First Order's looking for you. Meet us over here. That might be why they put phone with voicemail messaging. Or it might just be like in case you need to be reached in an emergency. Maybe. I don't know. H2O Plus spa, bath, and shower products. Those are the fancy products that everybody raves about in the Disney cruises. Now, in the Disney cruise, the last one when I went on it, it was 2017, and it was like the same week that they changed from mini bottles that you could keep and take with you to like dispensers where you pump it and everyone just uses the same dispenser. So I imagine it's going to be a dispenser type situation. Next, we have the fancier suite, the Galaxy class suite. Ooh. 1-bedroom Galaxy suite. So the other one is more of a cabin. This one's a suite, so you might have it a little different. You can see there, actually, the guy sitting there in his own little side room. So 1-bedroom Galaxy class suites feature living space complete with an integrated seating area and have all the comforts of standard cabins, plus a double vanity bathroom, bar area. Sign me up for that. 2 windows with views into space and a few extra Star Wars surprises. You get 2 windows on this one instead of 1 on the other one. Sleeps 4, so it doesn't sleep as many. The other one slept 5. So it's a fancier room, so it probably costs more. I would imagine a couple $100 more per person per night. So like an extra 150 or something per person per night. So 300 per person is my guess. I don't know for sure. We don't know pricing on Galaxy class. We'll get standard pricing in just a little bit. Again, you get a fridge, dryer, safe, phone with voicemail, TV, etc., etc. Now the grand captain suite. This is the one I would like to stay at. Just saying. 2-bedroom Grand Captain Suites offer ample room for the whole family and feature posh living space complete with integrated seating areas. Look at that. They've got like... What? They got a whole setup here. Look at that. What is all that? What is all that? I like his First Order shirt. I actually have a shirt just like that. I like the kids' Stormtrooper shirt. Oh, that's cool. And look at the dad in the corner over there on the left with the yellow shirt. He's got like a... It's like a bowling shirt, but with the Rebellion logo on it. And the little girl's got a Grogu. Oh, that's so cool. I like the fancy food setup. They are living their best Star Wars life. And then there's their little seating area. Oh, I want to stay there so bad. This one sleeps 8, so that's definitely a big improvement. But it's going to be expensive. But if you max it out to all 8, it could be way cheaper. I don't know. Not cheaper, but relatively cheap. I don't know. 2 queen beds, probably in each separate rooms. 2 berths, so bunk beds for 1 adult each, and then 2 pull-down wall beds. So 8 total. Sample standard cabin rates. This is where it gets ugly, friends. Rates vary depending on your voyage date. So these are just the cheapest. These are the cheapest. Probably during the week. Yeah, so 820.22 to 917.22. For most weeknights is what this is looking at. This is during the week, not weekends. Weekends are going to cost you more. Yikes. So if you're only 2 guests in one regular cabin, these are cabins, not suites, just a regular standard room. $12.09 per guest per night. So a total of $48.09 for both of you. So if you want to split it, $2,400 a pop. That's pricey. That is pricey. But if you want to do 4 guests per cabin, it's going to be $740. So we'll skip to them. I've skipped all the way to the end. We'll go to the middle. 3 guests per cabin, $889 per guest per night. So you're looking at what, $1,700? Almost $1,800. 17 and change. 1780 is what we're looking at each for 3 guests, and that's saying 2 adults, 1 child. I'm guessing if you tell them it's 3 adults, it's probably a little bit more than that. Just usually is. Children cost less. So it's probably going to be a little bit more. I would expect $900 or something per guest per night. So we're still talking $1,800 total, which again is cheaper. So you have 3 guests, you're paying $1,800 for your trip per person instead of $2,400. So again, you add 1 person, and that price drops down some $600 a pop. So when we go to 4 guests, $749 per guest per night. So a total of $6,000 for 4 guests. Again, that could go up or down because it does say 3 adults, 1 child. So I imagine you make that 4 adults, it's probably a little bit more. Keep that in mind. But at $749 per guest per night, that's $1,500 per person per trip. So we went on the low end from $2,400, which is ridiculous, to $1,500, which is still ridiculous, but a little less ridiculous. That's a good savings, but that is also sleeping on a pull-out bunk bed. You know, it's not the most glamorous. Now, I know for me, I will probably not sleep much during the entire 2 days. I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. She's right outside, and she's a monster. Cutest monster in the world, but she's so loud. So that said, if you max out your room, there is significant savings. We went from $2,400 to $1,500. $900 difference by adding 2 more people to your stay. And I think that is a huge thing that needs to be kept in mind. Because I know everyone sees $6,000, I'll never be able to afford it, blah. It's a lot. It's a lot of money. But when you break it down, and maybe you plan with some friends, or you work an extra shift here and there and try to like save up for it, it is totally possible. I know on my regular 40-hour job, I couldn't afford it on that. I couldn't. So I have stuff like YouTube and like Batu Bounty Hunt and 3D printing sales and making stuff and selling that so that I can afford stuff like this. And I'm gonna have to work my butt off. But I think it's gonna be really cool. It's just gonna be worth it. It's one of those things that I think is gonna be worth it. All right, next up we've got the Prepare for launch. We're at the almost towards the very end, and then we're gonna look at some blueprints, concept artwork, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, we're gonna throw this up here. How much more do you think the captain suite will be? You know, so Peter and Kitra, I think we went from 2,400, right, 1,200 a night, down to, what did we say, $7.99 a night? I was just there, $7.49 a night, right? By putting 4 people. I imagine that price for the captain suite would be the same. Let's say we put 8 people in a captain suite. I imagine it'd still be something like $7.49 per guest per night. You know? So that price would double. We're talking $10,000, but split by 8 people. Again, total guess. We all know the same info. So it's a total guess. I'm just throwing it out there that I think that might be something where, you know, I think that might be comparable. I would say double the price, $10,000. Well, maybe 12,000 because it's double the people. So let's call it 12,000 a person. Or I'm sorry, 12,000 for the fancy one. I think that is fair to say. 12,000 divided by 8 people, 1,500. So that way it costs more than if you did 2 guests per cabin, because you're paying $1,209. Well, it's 2,400. I don't know. I really don't know. The math has got maybe going cross-eyed. It's I can't. 2,400 per person if it's just 2 guests in a regular cabin. So maybe if you max it out with 8, it'll be like 2,000 a person. Because you're maxing it out. You've got 8 people instead of 4 people. I would guess it'd be something like 1,800 to 2,000 per person total. 8 people in that big old thing. So it's going to be more expensive than a standard. Even if you're maxed out. I think that's fair to say. But I think it'll be worth it. You know, you're going to pay more. But I think it'll be worth it. That's just me. But we won't know until they let us book this. Now, speaking of which, given that they gave these sample prices today, they put out some info yesterday, they put out some info today, I would say bookings open within 2 weeks. That's my guess. That's my speculation, is that bookings open within 2 weeks. That's just, I have a feeling that's going to be the case. All right, what to expect when you're expecting. That's not what it says. But there's no wrong way to experience Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser during your voyage. We already went through so much of this, it's repeat. Invitations to participate are awaiting you. Yeah, we did this. Oh, so here, you choose to assist the First Order, hide a member of the Resistance, become an underworld smuggler, or follow your connection to the Force. You can join one faction, or switch your allegiance throughout your adventure. I like that. You can do a little bit of both. Or you can maybe start with the First Order and then betray them and join the Resistance. I like that. In addition to in-person interactions, you'll also have access to special features in the datapad experience. I think that's cool. Available on your personal device as part of the Play Experience app. You'll receive messages from the crew and others you may encounter along the way. I like that a lot. And you will make choices that impact your adventure, so please be sure to download the Play app before your voyage departure date. Remember, your Star Wars story is determined by the choices you make and actions you take or don't take. Discover, explore, and play. My life philosophy, right? Or just sit back and watch it all happen. I'm not a sit back and watch it happen kind of dude. There's the what to wear. This is important. What to pack. How do you pack for a trip to a galaxy far, far away? Dress comfy, as you would for any Florida vacation. It's going to be hot and muggy any time of year. Plus, bring appropriate Star Wars Galaxy items and attire. Basics, passport or ID, phone and mobile device, camera and accessories. So you will be allowed to make video, this whole thing. The one thing I worried about is, like, since it's kind of a dinner theater murder mystery kind of thing, I would say no murder, because it's Disney, but also it's Star Wars, so probably lots of murder. So we're going to be able to film a lot of it and share it, which is cool. Prescription glasses, medication, hair supply, sunscreen, hats, attire, Star Wars Galaxy attire, Jedi robes, etc. It's also in Florida. Now, Florida Galaxy's Edge. I know we've talked, and I've mentioned, we've seen videos and stuff about how at Galaxy's Edge, they don't want you to dress up in full costume. At this point in time, 2021, when I'm making this video, from what I've seen, Florida doesn't care nearly as much as Disneyland does in California. In California, I was wearing my Resistance getup on May the 4th, and I had the vest on, but I had the top half lowered down, tied around my waist. I had one of the suits come up to me, like sneakily came up and said, "Hey, I think you already know what I'm going to tell you. I'm like, oh, yeah? What? And she's like, yeah, well, you can't have that on. I was like, well, you know, what would you want me to do? She had me take off the vest. I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. You know, I'll definitely follow the rules if you ask me to. And I had a feeling that might happen. I was kind of, well, let's see if they let me in with it. Security was cool, but that one suit lady was not. Photographer was cool. I got to take pictures in it, which is nice. But Disneyland is like, no, that's too much. Whereas in Florida, I've seen people roaming around, but to full vest, fully robed, not even just the Jedi tunic, but the robe. They can wear the robe and walk around. I saw people with Zabrak horns and full face makeup in Florida on my friend Adam the Woo's video a couple weeks ago. So in Florida, they're very, very lax. There's even been on Reddit a couple of the cast members posting and saying, hey, we encourage you to dress up and go full regalia here. Disneyland in California has its own different Anaheim security issues, apparently. That's the rumor. And so they don't want you to dress up so much there. They want you to dress up, but more like Batu bound, where you're kind of dressing up, but they don't want you to go full costume in California. Here, because this is in Florida, go crazy. Go full on, full garb. Full garb, all right? It says jeans or pants, shorts, sunglasses, t-shirts, rain jacket or windbreaker, sweater, sweatshirt, or clothes you can layer in colder conditions, sundresses, comfortable walking shoes, like sneakers or sandals for your planet. Excursion. Getting to the terminal. I think we did kind of look at this. There's the address there. You should arrive at the Starcruise terminal between 1 and 4 p.m. Please ensure any travel plans allow for ample time to arrive to the terminal before 4 on the day that your voyage starts. That's like cutoff, 4 p.m. And why wouldn't you want to get there as early as possible, honestly? Only registered Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser guests are permitted to visit the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser terminal or board the Starcruiser, which is why I think they built it that way, where it's going to be valet only. Notice there's no like parking nearby, so everybody has to valet, which means when you go and the valet checks you in, they check your reservation. Otherwise, they tell you move along, move along. That way, nobody who's not staying there is going to sneak into the terminal. That's how they stop that. Because I kind of wonder, those like, well, what if I don't have a reservation, but I want to just take a look inside? You can't. And you can try to walk up, but I'm sure there will be security stopping any foot traffic. That's just smart layout. All right, we've got one more page here. What is this? Oh, see it? It's the poster. It's the poster artwork. Doesn't it look so cool? Doesn't it look so neat? All right, I'm going to leave that up. And so I want to just throw up some images on the screen. Let's see how this works out. There we go, the Halcyon ship, the Galactic Starcruiser. Now, this is from D23. They had the model out. Currently, I believe it's at Hollywood Studios. You can see it there. What's one of the next one I've got? Here's kind of the ship name that I've got pulled up. There we go. Oh, it's so tiny. Look at it, so tiny. Scale of 1 to 200. So this doesn't show. The next photo I show you, it'll have it. Let's pull this up here. The Halcyon ship scale. Take a look at that. On the side here, we have the Corellian YT 1800 from 1900 freighter, Millennium Falcon, and then you see the Corellian Corvette, and then you see the freaking Starcruiser, and it is huge. It is huge. It's so awesome. I'm so excited for that. All right, now let me change up my camera. There we go. Hi, it's me again. And let's look at some of the concept art. We're going to go through these things one by one. So this is the bridge concept art. Again, we've seen a lot of this stuff. You're going to get certain time on the bridge to learn the controls, where you learn how to fire the cannons, learn how to maybe open the dock and let a ship come in or let a ship out, stuff like that. Sounds pretty cool. We've got some of the cabin concept art. Okay. And again, this is subject to change. This is old cabin art, but we've seen some pictures of the cabins that they've put out recently, and they do look really, really cool. Okay, we saw the terminal art. I'm going to skip that. Let's take a look at some of the shuttle pod concept artwork. That should load up here in a second. So that doesn't look super busy, and some of the other, like it looks like there's only, 4 people in there, and they're kind of looking around. I don't know how accurate this is going to be, because I saw some other shuttle pod artwork that looked like there was a lot more people in there, and I was like, I don't know. We'll find it here in a second. Let's look at, this is what it's supposed to look like when it's docking. Weird, right? Let me just delete some of these. So that's kind of it docking. Next up, let's see here. I don't know if we've seen this one already. This is the bridge. It's a different look at the bridge. A different look at the bridge. You know, one of the things I see here on the left side of the screen is the little girl in the full Leku outfit. I love her little outfit. I really like that they're encouraging that. I think that's cool. I'm going to skip some of the stuff that we've already seen in the previous parts of this. But this we didn't pull up. This was released the other day. Look at it. I think that's a dessert. But it's in the shape of the Chandrila Starline logo. I think that's really cool. And here's another food item. This is the Galactic Taste of Mustafar. You know, it's like the second night dinner. So this is the plate that's supposed to be themed to Mustafar. That sounds pretty cool. Here's some concept art of the place you have dinner. The Crown of Corellia. It looks so neat. It really does. And you can see back over here, there's this, well, maybe that's as big as it gets. But back in the center, you can see there's a captain's table that we mentioned earlier. What is this? This is one I marked about 2 excursions. So guests will also experience Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studio in new ways. That points to where you're sitting there and some event happens that makes you, you know, that affects the cruise. And so that wouldn't happen on your normal trip to Galaxy's Edge. That only happens when you're part of the Starcruiser. Next up, what do I got? I've got... So this is the shuttle pod. This is the one that's got way more people in it. You can tell by the silhouettes. And so I think that's pretty interesting that this one looks so much different from that previous shuttle pod artwork we looked at. Okay, next up. So this is something that I saw mentioned. It said secret bridge area for kids. Notice that kid crawling in the middle. There are some adults in there, but they seem to be crew members. I did see something that there might be areas that a smaller person could only get to. So I don't know if adults are going to be allowed in there. In the Disney cruise ship on the first day, we were able to... let me get rid of these and talk to you guys. On the Disney cruise ship, the very first day, we were able to tour the kids' area. But that was it. We had like an hour to see it, and they had like a Millennium Falcon cockpit and everything. It was really cool to see. Again, it's in my videos from back then, if you want to look them up. But after that first initial tour, we weren't allowed, as adults, we weren't allowed in the kids' area. So I imagine that secret bridge thing is going to be something similar. There's probably going to be a kids-only playground, which I think that's neat. I think that's actually really neat. The next picture I've got is Rey with that lightsaber, which notice how huge that thing looks. That thing is gigantic in her hands. Which is why I don't think us as the public are going to get to use that same lightsaber whenever we're doing the lightsaber training. I think the ones that we get are going to be either very similar to Savi's, or it's going to be a specific one that is only available during that lightsaber training. Alright, what do we got next? Oh, I have a screenshot that I did not mark. Let's see what's on this. Let's hope there's nothing embarrassing. It says, yes, that's a new type of lightsaber Rey's holding in her hand. Created by Walt Disney Imagineering Research and Development. Guests who experience the Starcruiser will be the first to see it in action, not wield it. This is along with so much more, starting in 2022 in this amazing 2-night adventure debuts. Watching the lightsaber activate right before your eyes will be just one of the countless ways that from the moment you arrive to the moment you depart, you'll be plunged into a Star Wars story where your decisions and actions, or even the casual conversations you may have, determine how your personal journey unfolds. And again, I pulled up a picture of the poster artwork. Scott Trowbridge was saying that these 4 people in the center are supposed to represent you and what your story could be. You could be a Jedi. You may join the First Order. You might be a scoundrel doing some smuggling, or you might even be someone helping the Resistance. And then there's someone training with a lightsaber. Chewbacca's there. Kylo Ren's in the back. There's people gambling. And of course, you've got all the spires along the bottom. Looks beautiful. I'm not going to... Well, I guess I could put it up on screen. This is very similar to what I just said. It's just a lot of the same stuff. Just explaining what's on the poster and why it's there. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go back to me. And we're going to look... I have something marked Batuu Excursion. What does that mean? So we did mention that. We talked about how you will get to ride Smuggler's Run, and you will get Rise of Resistance guaranteed on your excursion. So that's actually really cool. So one thing I wanted to point out was the blueprints. Let's take a look at some of these blueprints. This is a 3D model looking from the top floor of the resort Guests arrive, and I'm going to have these linked where I got these blueprints from. There'll be a link I'll put in the description afterwards. Guests arrive to the right, go through security. So this front area on the very far right of the screen is the terminal. That road is underneath the little thing that it goes to, and we'll look at some more blueprints here in a second where you can really, really see what I'm talking about. But you'll take a launch pod to the Interstellar Space Cruiser and arrive in the lobby at the center, and then guest rooms are going to be off to the side. So here is another one of the guest rooms. This is, so the elevator, look on the far right, elevator lobby. That's where everyone's going to go through, and then you'll walk down one big hallway with probably multiple floors, and those are going to be all the different cabins. You've got a bigger first-class cabin, and then we'll have another one here. It'll probably show off the some of the other rooms. Oh, so here's some. I wish that could get bigger. Why can that not go? Oh, there we go. That looks good. So let's. Oh no, where'd it go? It disappeared forever. Don't do that. There we go. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, it did it again. Darn it. Well, shoot. Let's see if I can I? That's as good as I'm going to get it for right now. Captain's cabins, first class cabins, dojo, courtyard, TSR, restrooms, terminal. So it's kind of another map. Again, that green part on the right is the terminal where you arrive, and you see that green tunnel going over. That's going to be where you get into the launch pods. And from the launch pods, you're going to do your little 10 to 15 minute journey through hyperspace, dock with the ship, and enter into the main courtyard, kind of, not courtyard area, but the atrium is what they're calling it. And then this is just another look at the same thing, but it's just kind of the next floor. Canteen is going to be on a different floor. Bridge is on a different floor. Again, you see the launch pods. Boutique, which, I don't know, the boutique just could be where you just buy stuff, clothing, perhaps. And then we've got there's an upper level with the catwalk and the typical cabins. All right, I've got one more of these blueprints that maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to pull up. I did it again. Actually, the one on top is the one we've already seen. So let's focus on this one on the bottom. So again, this is a look more at the atrium, the center area. Very cool. That's all good. Let's hide that one. Let's get back to me. Hey, we've got a couple more here. Some more concept art of the lobby. Now, this is something I haven't seen touched on in a minute. Look at that. There's a lot of like waterfalls and greenery. This is older, from 2019 concept artwork. The courtyard area will feature a lot of greenery, a nice escape from the ship that offers no views of the real world outside, but the rocks in the center of the room will offer guests the opportunity to use their force powers, either sliding or levitating them. How are they going to do that? And are they still going to do that? And then here's just another look at the main lobby area. That looks pretty cool. I don't want to look at that quite yet. Here's some concept artwork for the beds. Some stuff for the beds. There we go. Just a different look at the way the beds are going to look. Look kind of like, something you would see in Cloud City, almost. Fair amount of detail. Not just being a place for guests to sleep. So yeah, the rooms will be very and thoroughly detailed. I've got another concept art here for the bridge. So it says the bridge will feature tons of interactive stations guests can play with, but they'll be used more seriously when an attack from the First Order is mounted. Guests may also have to fix things in the engineering room, but if they misbehave across the ship, they may be taken to a special bridge for warning. That sounds super interesting. Now this is a rumor from 2019. That's how I marked it. This is the part that I thought was interesting. In the center, Star Wars Starship amenities, including pool area and water garden. I believe they've confirmed there will not be a pool, so maybe the water garden's also gone. Fitness area, I imagine they would have a fitness area, because people like to work out sometimes. I don't, but some people do. Onboard cantina, we know they're having that. And robotic droid butlers. Robotic droid butlers. That is a thing. That is not fake. That is a real thing. Disregard that pricing. This was 2 years ago and it was all speculation. But robot butlers are real. I stayed at a place in New Orleans for our honeymoon a couple years ago where we had a robot butler. You could go on the little pad in the room and you could request hot towels or request some amenities for your room. More shampoo. Down at the bottom, at the lobby, they would go to the robot butler. Her name was Suga. And they would put whatever in her little compartment. And Suga would go over to the elevator, hit the button. There's this little roaming robot. And it would go up to the room and it would let you know when it's there. And you would open your door and there it was with your stuff. If you just open the top, and there. So robot butlers are real. That is a real thing. They've been around for years. So that could happen. That could definitely happen. This is something interesting. This might get into slightly spoilery stuff regarding the story, so never mind it being over my face here. The Captain is what we know about the Captain. This is from the Disney audition site. There's like cast member jobs. These are auditions that were available. Oh, NATO Shay says like the droid bartender I showed in another. No, that's something in Vegas. That's something actually here in Las Vegas, and that's just like a robot arm that like makes your drink weird. This is like a roaming butler that I'm talking about. All right, so the Captain, seeking a mature commanding actor with strong improvisational abilities to portray Halcyon's captain. She is a worldly Pantoran, 40s to 50s, with a rich, diverse history and dedication to her vocation. She's a strong and charismatic leader who's served well-respected ship commander for some time and demands the attention and focus of every room she walks into. I think that's pretty cool. Actually, I think that's kind of a neat thing. The next cast member description I've got has a couple on it. Where is it? Let me go. Okay, cruise director. Seeking effervescent actor with strong improvisational abilities to portray Halcyon's cruise director. She's a human in her 30s with capacity to learn that life is about more than the fun of the moment and draws inspiration from the efforts she sees being made to bring harmony and justice to the galaxy. A born cruise director who loves travel and adventure. She's a cheerful and harmonious people person. Next up, we've got a ship mechanic seeking a friendly, engaging actor with strong skills, of course, and I always say that. Youthful, late teens, early 20s human being with big dreams. His enthusiasm sometimes outpaces his abilities, and as a result, he tries to present a braggadocious front to mask the vulnerability of being far from home. So these characters really do have like layers and depth to them, and I think it's really cool. Thumbs up if you're learning something new here and you didn't know about this stuff. Next up, we've got the Fixer, seeking a confident and engaging actor with strong improvisational abilities. Again, of course, they all have to be good at improv. Character portrayed as a well-traveled, devil-may-care human in their 40s. Convincing and handsome schemer, he uses charm to his advantage as he seeks out associates to enlist in his criminal enterprise. Oh, so this guy's kind of shady. His calculated and conniving approach is an intellectual dance. A paso doble that leaves passengers wondering, was he the bull or the matador? Actors with sleight-of-hand tricks are a plus and encouraged to prepare a demonstration of abilities. Doesn't that sound cool? I think that sounds really cool. I gotta get some water. I'm losing my voice. I've been talking for like an hour and a half straight. Oh man, I needed that. And I think I've got one more cast member description. Throw that on my screen here. What do we got here? We've got a First Order Lieutenant. Oh, there we go. Make that a little smaller. There we go. Seeking charismatic or improvisational abilities, portrayed as human in their 40s, working his way up the ladder, an ambitious officer for the First Order. Lieutenant is new to his position of power and is working hard not to let us know that. He doesn't see a line between abusing and leveraging power. And then we have a Saber Trainer, seeking warm and engaging athletic actors. Portrayed in their 20s to 30s, patient, well-composed instructors. Saber Trainers serve as expert wielders of lightsaber, and they take cruisers through a physical demonstration. Prior sword saber experience is a plus. And it does say only local talent to the Florida area will be considered. So, that's just some kind of cool stuff. Here's a blueprint of the shuttle to Batuu. So it is just going to be a bus. But notice that room there on the side. That it's going to be kind of the weird... You'll never actually see the outside world when you get on your shuttle to Batuu. You're going to get in this bus, and it's not going to look like a bus. See that little tunnel in the middle? Kind of like an airport tunnel? You're going to board that instead, and you'll just look like you're on another transport. So I think that's really cool. This is the shuttle pod concept artwork. Again, this is to get to the ship. This isn't the one to go to Batuu. I have another Halcyon layout. Oh, this is a better look. So you get your pre-show launch pod, and then we've got the brig, but you're going to enter, again, something similar we've already looked at. So I can skip that. We're almost done here. This guy again. If it'll load up. There it is. It's me. It's me. I think that's so funny. We got interior blueprint. What does this one have? This is, again, a look at the, basically the main floor. The main atrium, as they're calling it. You can see on the top left, or top middle, there's the sabacc area. It's going to be where the sabacc training is, so that looks really cool. I've got another blueprint. Just a different look, different angle at the same kind of thing. Very nice, very nice. And then just a couple shots of the windows. There you go, one of the Halcyon windows. I think those look really neat. They're basically just big screens, but I like how they disguised them. I think they are disguised very, very well. Oh, man. I have been talking non-stop for an hour and a half. I think we've gone over everything we possibly know about this. The food, the pricing, speculative pricing for the fancier cabins. It's going to be an amazing experience, but again, very, very pricey. Very pricey. I hope it's something I'll be able to attend. Again, expect a lot more videos from me. As soon as we get more stuff, I'm going to try. It's hard because I work full time, and when I get home, I don't exactly have like the time or ability to record videos as much. So I will try my best to get more videos out soon. We've got new blade builders, not blade builders, but lightsaber forged toys that are coming out, which I'll be reviewing all of as soon as they come out. We're hitting into that season. Usually August through October is new Star Wars stuff season. And so get ready. I'm going to try and do a ton of stuff on the channel so that I can make some extra dough so that I can afford to go on this Galactic Starcruiser and bring it to you guys. To maybe some of you who can't make it, who won't be able to book your journey anytime soon. I want to be able to share that stuff with you guys. I want to make sure you guys have a good trip to Galaxy's Edge to Batuu, so I'm going to be compiling more and more of that information and just putting it out there on the channel, so make sure you're subscribed. Please leave me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this live stream. I've loved having you here. And until next time, don't be a moof milker. Be the spark.